What's up, guys? It's been quite a little while since I've made a deck profile at all. I've kind of been on a little bit of an Edison kick. I don't know if you guys have seen what I've been doing recently. I did a whole bunch of like YCS runs, and I was playing Yubel, so I think I had a relatively good, successful run with it. I won a Switch. It was great, man. I was like, I might as well just be vlogging about my life. But I decided to pull back a little bit, have a little bit of fun, and I decided to build Yubel in Edison. A lot of people have been asking about it, all but maybe one person. But I've been talking to all these different Edison forums and YouTube channels, and so I really appreciate Carpath. He's pretty much does a deck profile of this every single week, and I just been really kind of taking from all of the different ideas that he's been producing. So let me go ahead and get you off to the run, and I'll show you the spice that I have created. Just so you know, I have done 2 Edison locals. Woo! And I've gone undefeated with this deck, so it's pretty awesome. But we'll start with the main guy, Yubel himself. If you want to read his text, it's right there. What's really crazy about this card is if they attack it, then they get the damage, and apparently it doesn't activate in Edison, so it's kind of stupid. Here's the other guy, the Yubel, the Terror Incarnate. I think you have to run 2 of them because you have to float. You don't have to do this. A lot of people are running just 1, but I like the ability to kind of just float around and make sure that no matter what, my Yubels just will float into each other. Plus, having the larger levels actually does matter with the rest of the deck profile and the way that everything does. And then, of course, you run the one guy because this is technically a win condition where you can attack a guy and burn them and also destroy their stuff. So just being able to blow up the field multiple times and having the ability to float into these is actually just stupid. Multiple dark holes. Black Rose is limited for a reason, and so these are actually a lot of the times I just kind of wait for them to blow this up themselves, and then I float into the Terror, and I'll simply pass turn 3-4 times and just keep blowing up their fields. So that's there. Basically, the card that revolves around is Greffer. Greffer is disgusting. You see all these high-level monsters. This is an extender, and it foolishes just all your darks to graveyard. So this is what you want to see in your opening hand. I also run a little bit of a wind suite. I run Vortex Trooper because we run a lot of bricks. You want to run a whole bunch of these cards. It is really pretty necessary to make sure you're cycling. What is it called? Not really cycling, but going through your engine and making sure that some of the stuff stays in deck and not see it in your hand. And this card's really nice because it opens up. It draws a card like Card Trooper. Card Trooper, the card that mills cards. Interesting. To contrary belief, a lot of people like to mill all of your cards to the graveyard, which I think is not good for this particular deck. You want to see a lot of your haymakers. You want to have access to all that kind of stuff. And the reason why I like targeted milling a lot better in Yubel is simply for the fact that you can create a lot of board presence, and then you don't have to worry about doing anything. Your opponent just kind of sits there and has to deal with a Yubel. You're not attacking into D prisons. You're not attacking into Mirror Force or doing anything crazy. The only thing that you really have to worry about is Starlight Road. But anyway, I digress. One of the funny texts that I have is this card is at 3 randomly, and this card's broken as shit. Level eating all of your Yubels. Just this card's a constant effort, and then because this card has an effect that apparently it has to die if it doesn't have another monster. You want to have constant reoccursion. It's necessary to revive this and then tribute it off so it stays alive. Things like that. Anyway, this card's cracked. And then why not accompany Level Eater with our favorite Synchro monster, It's just a Drill Warrior deck. Woohoo! Quick Draw Synchron. You guys can see a theme. We have darks, we have winds. Is what's going to come up. There's a boss monster in here. It's crazy. Anyway, this card's nuts. Going through Drill Warrior and recycling all your haymakers. Once again, you have Dark Arm Dragon in here. You have freaking Tragodia. You're recycling just every single great normal summon bomb. Yeah, it's nuts. I like this card. It's really a huge just monster mash deck, but it's just a whole bunch of 3-ofs that happen to work really, really well together. Debris Dragon. This card revives Yubel, and so you're pitching Yubel to graveyard, and this is a free revive. It also negates its effects, so it never has to worry about being tributed off the field. You just have one of the main combos you have is basically just like if you have opened up Yubel and like a Dark Grepher and maybe like another Dark Monster, whatever. You have this. I know it's a 4-card combo. Oh my God, like just shut up. Anyway, you can Dark Grepher and pitch this, and then pitch the Dark to like Foolish another thing, whatever, and then you can normal this, revive this. And then Level Eater if you've pitched another Dark or whatever, so you have like the Level Eater. And so now you have this board, just turn 1, and you just get to sit on it, because they can't do anything about it. If you really, really want to, you can synchro into the Iron Chain Dragon, but you're not trying to like mill them out, you're stalling them out because your deck is bigger than everybody else's. No pun intended. Anyway. It's a Synchron deck, so once again you're running the Dandelions. These are crazy. Token Creators is nuts. Now you're running all these 1-ofs. We'll start with, let's go. These are the things to kind of protect yourself. You have your Gores and you have your Trag. You want to keep these cards. You generally keep a lot of cards in your hand once you kind of go through most of your plays. So Tragodia just is massive for no reason at all. And they're also high-level monsters, so you can Level Eater off of them. Crazy. Let me see. I run the one Sangan. Sangan's broken. It searches for all your stuff like Debris Dragon. This Battle Fader, so you don't die, just in case, I run the one Arma. Armageddon Knight is your card. If you don't have, you search it off of Rhoda, so you have the ability to just keep foolishing your dark monsters without having to worry about pitching cards from the hand. I run one Caius because if it's a card that you can recycle off of Drill Warrior and you're constantly banishing stuff from the graveyard, you're probably winning the game. Or not graveyard, from the field, excuse me, you're probably winning the game. You're running Dark Arm Dragon because you're running Darks. You run this because you're trying to lock them out of the game anyway. So when you're summoning Dark Simorg, this is kind of another random tech where if you have winds and you have darks, then you're constantly just being able to drop this. So if they get rid of it, you add it back with Drill Warrior, and then you banish the wind and the dark, and you summon this again, and you're winning the game. This is also another card. You don't have to run this card. I've been toying around with the idea, but I run Chaos Endmaster. This card, if it attacks over anything, I know it's kind of teeny, but if it attacks over like a token or whatever, then you can summon Yubel from the deck, which is kind of stupid. So it's just a kind of your fourth copy of Debris Dragon when you need it, and then it's used as a body to tribute off the Yubel at the end of the day. Anyway, yeah, a whole bunch of monsters. You can count them. It's just a huge, big chunk of change. And because you're running a lot of monsters and targeted milling, you're running Avarice because you're drawing a whole bunch of cards. It's disgusting. I run a lot of really good spells like, Heavy Storm, which is my only back row removal. You're running 1-for-1, which gets you into your Level Eaters. If you summon Battle Fader, I don't know why you're doing that. Rhoda to search for your Grepher, and Allure because you're drawing more cards. The only trap card that you need to run in this deck are cards that revive your stuff from the graveyard. So I run the Limited Reverse and Call of the Haunted. You don't need to run anything else unless you're going into games 2 and 3. That's what the side deck's for. You can trap all you want. A lot of times people are like, you have things like Kaiku, and you have things like, what other things do you have? You have DD Warrior Lady, where they can just attack into your Yubel and banish it. So you're probably you're siding Mirror Force, you're siding Torrential, just to kind of get rid of those cards so you're not having to worry about it. But you're not attacking anyway, they're proactively attacking into you. So anyway, side deck, excuse me. Extra deck, this doesn't matter. You hardly will ever summon any of these ever. This is just stuff, maybe the Black Rose every now and again when you revive it off of like Dandy, Debris, whatever. Your Drill Warrior, your Turbo Warrior, Nitro, and then your 1 random anyway. This is the MVP. This is what you run. This is all you summon. You attack directly. You literally don't care what they have on the field. As long as they don't have any back row, you're good to just summon this, discard a card, banish it. It dodges your Yubel, your Terror Incarnate nuke. And so if you're recycling 3 of these and you just have a Terror Incarnate blows up the field, and then these come back and you could just attack for game because it actually does it has a lot of damage and a lot of pressure. Oh, I've been talking a lot. Anyway, some of the side deck I have, this is the only card to really note. I run this because this is actually, it's good to just blow up the back row, and then sometimes monsters are really, really problematic. So Kaiku is a problem, and you have DD Warrior Lady is a problem, and just a whole bunch of extra random stuff like Torrential and whatever. MST if you really care about it. I don't know. This side deck was just put together randomly, but you can do whatever you want depending on your locals. Anyway, if you have any questions, yeah, comment down below, whatever it is. I don't do this very often, often enough, and I just feel like I ramble. But if you, I'm passionate about the deck. If you want to discuss it below, I'm more than happy to talk about it. Peace.